Okay, session 7 or 8 now. So to recap, a little bit of housekeeping real quick. The crew that is on the way to Arlington with Reagan Losk all tied up, they are not with us this evening. So they will be just traveling for this episode. The group going to the north, featuring Calliope, the human female fighter, Ekthor, the older human wizard, and Shin, the wood elf druid, and his menagerie of pets at this point. And they're here. The bear bat was here, but they had an emergency and they had to leave. So we'll be playing them proxy again this evening. So to recap, we were traveling north, following the supposed ascent of the Drow. Right. North, right? Heading to Vesna, which is the city that Reagan Losk is the lord of, more or less. He runs that city, and that's the way we're on our way. So,
and I would suggest that we may let the dire wolf take the lead, because I bet their sense of smell is even better.
They have a +4 on all perception checks that require smelling and hearing.
Right. So I would say that'd probably be the one that.
Well, I already have a hyena that does a tracking, but we can always add more to the tracking.
Right. Well, I mean, we can always add D6s for fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was during the watch. Nothing else will happen that evening, and we'll all have a good rest, and we'll be refreshed the next day. The group awakens around the camp. We're all up and going. Everything's packed and ready. You have new dire wolves following you, as well as your 2 hyenas and a bear bat.
I thought the other 2 weren't dire wolves. I thought there was 1 dire wolf.
Sorry, one dire wolf.
2 basic wolves.
2 basic wolves. Hyenas. 2 dire hyenas.
Wait. Are these female wolves?
We have not gotten that.
Because then we could say they're basic bitches.
No, okay. We could.
What genders are they?
So if you want to look at that, so the 2 basic wolves are female.
Okay.
The larger alpha is a male. He's a male alpha.
Oh, okay.
So just wait. It's okay. It'll be
following him around.
We'll just let the story play out. So we awaken, and you're looking. It's a nice day, nice and sunny. Again,
turn a kennel.
We look to the north, and the group sees that it's again a sunny day. It's the same similar style path. None of the paths around here are very elegant. It's all barely, dirt, nice and smooth. Some gravel, some rocks and things. Nothing crazy. There is a slight rise as you would go north. You can't see the city from here, so you can imagine you're looking at least traveling for the day. So, is everyone ready to proceed northward?
No. Are we going to finish the night with her watch and everybody?
Yeah, we're in the morning.
Nothing else happened that night.
Okay.
So we all went back to sleep.
So we just fast
forwarded
forwarded through that part.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
He probably had other stuff planned,
rested.
and I just kind of said, fuck you.
Nah, everything's fine.
Okay, so I guess we need to go ahead and have breakfast for the day.
We got to feed the animals and things.
We do have our food rats that we picked up from the last town.
Mm-hmm.
So we can either have food rats, or we can hunt and have something fresh.
Oh, you could send the animals. Oh, well,
yeah.
Again, that's up to you guys.
So
we could actually sit and have a decent breakfast, celebrate the fact that we got rid of that other guy.
All right. So what do y'all want to do?
It's up to you guys.
I'm okay with something.
I'm okay with what?
Sending the animals out to hunt.
So basically,
I mean, it's going to be a lot cheaper to send them out.
Exactly. It saves us.
All right. So Shin, you would be sending. Who do you want to send?
I'm going to send the 2 hyenas out to hunt.
Just the 2 hyenas? Okay. Cool.
And I'll send the bear too, because typically I control the bear.
That's fine. The bear will agree to go with them. And they will go out. So I will roll.
I won't eat you today.
Roll 2 d20s for your hyenas. 17.
3 and a 9.
3 and a 9. So your hyenas, given the fact that there were just three very large wolves in the area hours earlier, you managed to find a couple small squirrels and maybe a rabbit. But the bear, however, with its superior senses and abilities, managed to bring down a boar while it was out. So
bacon, all right.
Yeah,
I like
so
bacon.
everybody gets to come back. We'll do all free rations today. You'll eat your fills. The animals might need. Well, a full boar would feed all of you.
A full
was
boar-
for
a
a
full
breakfast.
boar
If
would feed
not, I
us
think I
with
still have
extra.
some bread I never even opened yet that we got all the way back at the tavern.
Everyone else is over here with whole ham hocks and Calliope sitting there with that's a nice
Now,
bread.
how many pounds of food does the dire wolf need
It's
per
like,
day?
this is so nice.
Because I'm pretty sure its food requirements are going to be pretty high.
I would say pound wise, at least a handful of pounds per day of food.
Which while we're traveling wouldn't be super hard. Just occasionally make perception checks for wild animals and then send the wolf out.
Because it's the setting is basically a countryside. You know that the main forested, the thick foresty jungle areas to the west of the continent, but out here you're going to still have your random bits of forest that go on for a mile or two that way.
With it
this
having
and
to
that,
eat so
streams.
often, how often do you want me to just do like a D20 to feed the dire wolf? Because I'm imagining the wolves don't require a whole lot of food, but I mean if the dire wolf is going to need pounds,
Yeah.
I mean because of course we fast forward through days and stuff. So would it kind of be like we travel? And then it's like, okay, midday, so I roll once, and then you're like, we travel, it's night, I roll again.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the dire wolf, you're probably going to want to do, at least every time we're down, they're going to have to go hunt.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the plan. The only reason I didn't send the wolves out is because I just want to get them more familiar with the wolves before I send them out to do their own
So
thing.
I think we're good for this morning, because as a side note, the bear bat does not consume any of the meat that it brought in.
I mean,
so it's a full board between a group of people and some animals. So
and some squirrels, like you said.
squirrels,
and like
yeah,
a rabbit.
nice little stew.
I mean, the basic wolves would eat like probably a rabbit apiece, and that'd be good.
Yeah. So everyone has eaten and had a great meal. We're super full and ready to load up the wagon. Does anybody have anything else they want to go? Is there anyone who else wants to have a conversation with anybody? or is there anything you want to do?
Do we want to go ahead and add the dire wolves and stuff into the scent smelling, or just?
I would.
Okay.
I would say that the distance that the dire wolf can probably smell a scent would probably be
a lot farther.
They might be able to see if what we're hunting has changed courses. We don't have to go all the way down. We can actually cut across and possibly cut off time.
And I'll do the other two wolves just to add for extra precaution.
Let's see. And I have I have a blood-soaked rag, and I have the handle of the dagger as the two sources of the trowel.
I'll do these as the two female wolves, a 3 and a 12.
Okay.
And then the dire wolf will get a 11 plus 4, so you'll get a 15.
Okay. So I mean, their scent of smell is, and it's been a number of days now since we've had those items, but their sense of smell is enough to where it's vaguely north in the direction you're already
And I
heading.
keep it wrapped up.
Yeah, you keep, for sure. It will eventually, yeah. But
especially with all the animals.
I think you're safe to say that it's north. It's you
they
can't
still tell us we're
exactly,
going in the correct direction.
Right. They're all signaling to keep heading that way.
Okay. So what do you are you wanting? Is anyone wanting to talk over breakfast?
Yeah.
Miss Saltine Cracker.
If not, I mean, there's the trip. I mean, you're gonna be traveling for a whole day.
Talking on the trip is great.
All right, so let's go ahead and load everything up. The animals. What are we having the tracking animals in the front?
Yes.
With the bear, let's say.
I would say, the bear's
The
pulling
bear's pulling the cart.
Right.
I would say keep the two female wolves back in the back line, because honestly, they didn't smell anything more than likely. That's just the basic gist, because honestly, I rolled really low for them. That covers the back side. We could put the two dire hyenas on the left, and then the dire wolf on the right to cover flanks, and then I could hover on the right. I'm gonna hover on the right side with the dire wolf.
Are you gonna change forms?
As of now, no. Since we have so many tracking animals, there's really no point. And I have 2 wild shapes, and I have a lot of stuff I can change into for just to change into. Now in combat, I can change into one, just add pack tactics, because that just adds d6s to everything. So.
Okay, so hunting animals in the front, cart, everybody else in the cart. We're going to continue on. First half of the day, it's a nice peaceful ride. A couple clouds over the horizon to your northeast. Doesn't seem anything too crazy. Slight breeze going on, nothing too wild. So first half of the day passes rather peacefully. As we crest over noon and you do make that little slight hill, you can now see in the very distance some smoky wisps, maybe from chimneys, that kind of thing. Maybe make out a little bit of a structure in the very far distance. So
How far away are we?
that's what I was going to say. So with all of your, the things that you have with the animals and everything, the perceptions you have, the perceptions of the bear, bat, Cybertronian, we're going to say that you come together and realize you're probably going to have to bed down for at least one more night, and then you'll make it maybe a half a more day trip to arrive at the town.
So we need to send everything else back out to hunt again.
Yeah. So if you guys want to pull over for a little snack,
I guess while the day continued, can I roll a perception check to notice just not necessarily the loyalty, but the feelings of the dire hyena or dire wolf? Because I know he was gonna kind of.
Yep.
He was not very happy with me.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll that. That'd be perfect.
3. I have like a 2, so I got a 5.
So what you notice, as you're starting to unload a few things for snacks and food, you keep a close eye on the dire wolf, and the 2 smaller ones are unregularly close to it. Like they're huddled pretty close to it, and it is seeming very antsy, pacing back and forth. You have
the dire wolf pacing, or the female?
The dire wolf is,
okay.
And those 2 are right on its heels.
Okay.
To your current setting, you guys have pulled off. On the right, it's fairly open. You can see a little bit downhill. There's probably the outline of a small pond. All kinds of green trees around you. Trees on your left. Another forest tree line. Basically, like we had the first time. It's just you're not pulled off very far. Okay. You guys are kind of just, and you've seen some travelers as you're going 1 or 2. But that's all. Yeah. They stayed very clear. It's again you were only a few days out from basically 2 of the only few cities. Yeah, there's only a few cities in this area, and 2 of them waged war on each other. So it's pretty scarce as far as travelers. Okay. But you guys pull off. The dire wolf is appearing to go to be pacing along the road where you guys have pulled off, but is definitely concerned with the tree line itself.
Okay. Then I would like to approach the dire wolf and ask why he's so antsy.
Okay, Eric, so you use the animal...
I have the helmet of animal speaking, and I'll just go, I notice you're antsy and you're staring at the tree line. Can you sense something out there that we need to worry about?
All right. So as it's pacing, it stops when it notices that it can understand you, and it just kind of lets out. And you being this close to something immensely, bulkier than you, basically the size of a small car in modern terms. You can feel it in your chest as it just grumbles, just right beside you, and it says, "There's danger, but she is also out there."
Who is she?
My mate. We need to find her.
Is she in the woods in the ridgeline?
Her scent is coming from the trees.
Can you buy her scent? Can you tell either how long it's been since she's traveled through here, or how far she is?
He kind of sits. He raises his huge shaggy head up to the sky and just gets another scent. And she's not far. I could find her quickly, but there's more. her scent is not the only scent.
Okay.
And as you're standing there, like getting ready to ask questions, he's just like hair on his back, haunches raised, like he's waiting for the word to go or waiting for something to start.
Okay. Can I do a perception check just to kind of see the foliage cover of the forest?
Yeah.
So 7, so a 9.
So you're basically going to see a tree line. You can see a little ways into it. It looks like there might be some slight paths, some game trails, no major openings.
If
or
I was to
anything.
be in the air, could I see down into the woods?
The canopy would be more pine-like, so probably at least a little ways.
Okay. Then I'm going to tell the wolf I'm going to scout ahead and I will come back. I ask for any distinct things to look for to tell which creature is his mate.
Giant wolf.
Yeah.
Well, but he said, I know there's other creatures, but I don't know if it's other basic wolves, if it's other dire wolves. I don't know if he's smelling bears.
Well, out of character,
Okay.
a dire wolf is the closest living relative of a dire wolf is a fox. The closest living relative of a regular wolf is a modern wolf.
Mhm.
So they're diverged greatly from each other.
Gotcha.
So
I just kind of assumed
it's-
it was a bigger wolf.
It's big, but it has slightly different features. Yeah.
Okay.
A dire wolf. Think about you remember in your Ice Age classes, and they talk about like creatures that like
Pliocene era.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got woolly mammoths,
Pliocene?
giant sloths.
Yeah.
It's basically a sloth but really big. A dire wolf is essentially a really big fox, but it's like bigger than what we would have.
I
with
got you.
regular
I got you. I know I looked up
So-
a picture of it, and it just reminded me of a large, like, Arctic wolf.
Right. So
Yeah, there's varying
typically
differences.
a dire wolf would not have mated with a wolf. It would-
Yes. Well, I figured it wouldn't have, but if there's other scents, I didn't know if they were
Yeah,
leading.
they're too far apart biologically to create any viable offspring.
Okay.
So she's going to resemble. He tells you that she's going to look like me, but more brown, light brown fur.
Okay. Before I scout ahead, I'm gonna ask the wolf if it has a name to go by if I find the mate.
If he has it,
If he has some form of name or something that the other wolf uses to speak to him.
it looks at you, and you can tell just right into your soul with its big eyes. We only know each other by scent,
Okay.
and she is close.
Okay. Then I am going to tell the wolf. I'm going to tell the dire wolf to wait. I'm going to come tell these two about what's going on, and then I'm going to wild shape into.
A dire wolf.
I'm thinking more flying over the canyon.
Yeah, he wants to get a.
I'm thinking canopy view
I
because
thought
I
you were
don't.
gonna go like out with.
I don't know. I'm gonna go over the canopy to see what I can see. Then I can come back, speak to y'all, and speak to him
You can get a plan.
to get a plan going. But also, because if I turn into a dire wolf, if I turn into a hawk, I get to stay above ground. Where if she's being attacked, they can't attack me. Whereas if I'm a dire wolf, then I may be like in the fight, and
Alright.
she'll be a neutral target while everything else is aggressive.
All right, I'll have a request for you then. If you're gonna change into a hawk, I want you to keep a lookout as a bird of prey. I would like you to keep a lookout for any grouse nests that you see
Okay.
while you're flying, because that would be something that you would prey upon. They more than likely would have eggs that we can actually eat.
I'll have
just
to turn them in my chicken grenade.
I have another question. If you're going to wild shape and we are having to deal with all these creatures,
It's like they're giving you a shopping list.
would it be wise for you to leave the helmet with us in case you are in a situation where you can't come back to us fast and we need to communicate with these animals?
If you're in creature form,
Well,
you can still communicate with
I can,
them.
if I'm in creature, I can still communicate to them, but the hyenas are pretty much listening to everything I say, so I could always just, because the animals, from what I
Well, the
understand,
dire wolves are not very loyal to us.
no,
so we
but
might need to
I'm
communicate
also
with
at the
them.
point where I'm helping the dire wolf, so if I told it to follow y'all when y'all into the woods, it would jump straight
You
in.
just don't want to let go of that helmet.
No, I don't mind it, but the problem is if, as a hawk, I have one life. If something happens and I lose the one life and I don't have the helmet and I land in the pack of wolves, I cannot speak to the wolves anymore.
Gotcha.
So,
That would be crazy, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
but as a bonus action,
It wasn't going to happen.
as a bonus action,
Now you brought it
A
up.
small
As a
mosquito
bonus action-
grabs on you when you're flying and just there's
I
a
mean,
one.
There's the. I
Shit's
mean, I only have
falling out
1
of the sky.
HP. So if something was to happen, then I could be attacked, and I have no way to speak without using a wild shape form. And at that point, it's
Gotcha.
going to be a lot harder to
Fair.
convince.
You're fine.
Okay, so
So I'm going to fly and look over in the direction that the wolf told me as a hawk. And I guess I'll also look for the nest that he asked for as well. Grouse nest.
okay, so roll for. Let's do the nests first.
Okay.
Let's see. You just take off
5.
5.
They usually build their nests on the ground.
Yeah, it's the ground and he's in the air, so it'd
So,
almost be harder for him to
I would
see.
say probably.
I think a hawk, but they're
Yeah, they're
Look,
specifically
I mean,
looking.
he is
Literally
specifically
any
a hunter
eggs.
that hunts for those
Yeah.
things. So I think he would probably be able to oh yeah, there's a grouse.
I mean, hawks probably have a +1 to perception, and I have a +1. So I mean, at best, it's a 7 though.
Why don't you just look for literally any egg we can eat? In
So
the tree.
about 20 yards into the tree line. Not the chaos dice.
How many dice? Hold on.
It's a
I-
1. Is that a nat 1?
So I get 1 nest 20 yards
No,
in.
okay, so that was a chaos dice. I would have let it play out. Played. All right, so just about 20 yards in, you do see a small little area that is definitely not just normal foliage. It looks like it was put together, shuffled together, things of that nature. So you can at least tell that there's signs of a little something, a couple little creatures, whether it be badgers burrowing or something has shifted that little section. So it definitely could be a place
To find some form of
to
foraging.
find something. Sure.
Okay.
Now roll for what you're looking for. 3. So
I need the prison, Jerry.
as you're flying over this area, you're probably going 100 yards into the forest. What you do, you don't see the mate wolf or the mate dire wolf at first.
Okay.
You do see a clearing ahead, built into a very small-ish hill, not even a mountain, but just a small hill, and a cave mouth at the bottom, at the base of it.
Okay.
Again, that's basically surrounded by trees, little hill, cave mouth. Probably with your hawk vision being as okay as it was on that roll,
3.
yeah, you can still make out that is a fairly sizable cave opening.
Okay. I'm going to. Is there any tree branches that I could land on looking into the cave?
You would have to make an agility check because you'd have to fly down into said canopy and then land on something.
Okay.
Now hawks are daytime hunters, so you're probably not going to be able to see very far in the cave.
I don't plan on going into the cave, but
Right.
I would like to see if I can at least look in.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case
I know You
scenario.
don't have dark vision. as a
Yeah.
hawk, so you'd be. If
And
you were
let-
an owl,
This
you
could
could,
help a lot.
You know,
This could help a
maybe.
lot.
13.
13. So, as you're flying down, you manage to dodge a couple, and you do look and see that what you couldn't see before, in front of the cave, about 10 yards out, laying on some foliage, is a large creature, light brown in fur, laying on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell anything other than that, other than it's laying down from what you see from the back. You're basically seeing the whole back body laying on the ground.
From what I could see, does it seem to be injured in any form?
It does not seem to be. We'll go ahead and roll a perception. That was your getting into the tree.
True.
Let's
True.
see.
True. True.
Once you're into the tree.
11.
11. You can see that the few seconds or whatever you haven't been there, it has not moved at all. You can't quite tell if it's breathing or not, but it has definitely not moved.
Okay, so it's in. Is it in like a cleared patch?
Right. So you'd have let's say the cave. The
Okay.
cave is here. The cave mouth is
Okay.
this. It'd be about right here.
Okay, so I have a pretty decent surrounding around it.
Yes.
How far would you say from the backside on the farthest side from the cave mouth? So I'm seeing the back from here.
Yeah, you're over in the trees over here.
Is there a lip on the cave that I could land on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's rocky enough.
Then
on the
I'm
outside.
gonna fly over to go to the cave mouth, just look down onto the wolf to see if she's breathing or not, or if
Okay.
she has any form of injuries on her underside.
Sure.
5.
5. You land.
And you fumble.
Yeah.
Okay. You land and you see that there is some blood stains on the foliage. Can't quite tell where the wound is, but there is some blood stains beneath it. The longer you wait, it does seem like the blood stains are slightly growing.
Okay. Then I'm going to above table. Do I do the risky thing and approach it?
I wouldn't.
I would
not
immediately
without
go
a
back to
helmet
the
that you
main
could
thing.
talk to it.
I have the helmet to talk to
You
it.
do?
But I'm also a hawk, so I can talk to it without the helmet at the moment.
But here's what you're dealing with, though.
Mhm.
Injured animals are more likely to attack you than an
Yeah.
uninjured
Well,
animal.
I'm not getting close to it.
But also, it could alert whoever it's with that you're there. I'd say
How
scope
far-
out for
I would
For-
say the smart thing to do, because hawks fly pretty fast,
Yeah.
I would fly back and get some healing potions.
Well, I have Aura Vitality, so as long as she's within 30, if I wild shape back into human, or if I dismiss wild shape, as long as I'm 30 meters from her, I can cast Aura Vitality.
You're probably that even
Yeah.
above the lip of the cave.
I can cast Aura Vitality and heal any creature for a full minute by rolling
But
d6s.
you have to be in human form to do it.
I can't cast spells as a hog. When I wild shape, I only have access to what that creature has. So I don't have access to spells unless it's a creature that can cast spells. And I doubt he's giving my hawk the ability to cast magic.
I am not. To be
the
clear.
record.
Okay.
Maybe if I was a songbird, he'd let me sing, but I'd have to physically sing, and it'd go based on my singing performance.
I would recommend, because of the urgency of the situation, I would say you change back into a human, heal her from a distance, attempt to communicate once she's able to communicate.
Because my biggest thing is if I can heal her, then the wolves will probably stay with us for good.
And then
You're only concerned for your pets.
I know.
let her know that
The story means nothing.
I'm
to
with
me.
her mom.
No,
If I'm
I am-
Dr. Doolittle.
I am Cinderella.
You're
He's
not
the Pied
with
Piper.
her mate.
Yeah.
No.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. You are traveling with her mate.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Well, is there a spot on the rock that I can turn into a 6 foot, 200-pound man without falling off?
200 pounds.
Sadly,
160.
I'm saddened you asked that because
I
that
figured.
was definitely my plan.
I
So,
figured I was going to unwild shape and be like, you slip off.
Yeah,
And you take D5.
You can certainly try, but you're gonna have to roll again for you know,
Athletics.
yeah,
And I don't have high
You
athletics. I'm
genuinely
very.
planned on making him fall.
Yeah.
sure.
I had to think.
Yeah, because he was like on a lip, and he's just gonna turn it, bloop, bloop, and
Okay.
then
Is there.
the small rock was gonna give way.
So I'm going to fly to a thick tree branch that is within 30 meters of the wolf, so I can wild shape and stay sitting on the tree branch, so I do not fall.
You also have to worry about being seen if anyone's in the cave.
Okay, so you're gonna fly to a tree branch. Easy enough. There's plenty in there.
Yeah.
We'll say it's 30 meters. We'll say it's 25.
Okay, that's
Just
fine.
to
That
be-
doesn't affect anything.
Yeah. So then you're going to wild shape. Now you're still on a tree branch. So
Correct.
I'm gonna give you a good chance, but you're gonna have to roll for that to stay on.
That's perfectly fine. I understand that.
2.
11.
11. You definitely wobble, but you throw your hand up.
Okay.
You knock a couple twigs off as you grab, but you manage to stay up there in the tree.
Okay. I need 2. So I'm going to cast Aura Vitality, and how it reads is a healing energy radiates from me in a 30-foot radius.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, the aura moves with me, centered on
30
me.
meters and 30 feet.
Well,
That's a huge.
I assumed 30. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have known 30. You meant 30
Essentially,
feet.
yeah. I can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the area, including myself, to regain 2d6. So I'm
Okay.
going to use that on her, and it's 2d6. And so it's a 3 and a 1, so she'll regain 4.
Okay.
Now it's a bonus action. I'm trying to figure out, because it says I get concentrate. The duration is up to a minute. So how many times could I do this to heal her within a minute, would you say?
So describe to me when you cast the spell what you do.
Let's see. This is just.
No, yeah, you can. Go ahead and
Yeah.
describe what you do
So-
physically when you cast this spell.
When I cast a spell, my biggest thing is components, and I don't know. This just says a V. I don't know what that component means, so I don't know what I have to. It just says components and it just says V. So I'm assuming that means vocal.
That may be, yeah.
So I'm assuming
Most, so
Hey,
get
up!
for most magic users,
Mhm.
there's 3 things you need to cast a spell.
Mhm.
You need an incantation,
Mhm.
which will be your words that you say. You have to be able to concentrate on that spell for a certain amount of time.
This is a concentration up to a minute.
Right,
So you'd have to wait a minute and do it again, basically.
right.
Okay, I thought concentration up to a minute meant that I could cast a spell, and as long as I stayed concentrating, I could use it for a minute.
Well, there's a cast
Oh,
time.
possibly,
There's
yeah.
a cast time to a spell.
Casting time is one action,
One action, which is usually 1 minute.
and I have to use the So I have to use the action to cast Aura of Vitality, and then I have to use the bonus action to heal.
So you got that.
Oh my gosh.
You have spell components,
Mhm.
which it doesn't look like
It just
you
says
have
V, so I'm
any-
assuming vocal.
Right. You don't.
Yep.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and cast that, and what you're gonna have to physically move or make a noise to do it.
Yep. So I'm to cast Aura of Vitality. I will say. I don't know what to say. It's the only thing that I can think of is really cheesy things.
What is it?
Just heal or something like that.
I draw upon the life force of the forest. You know.
By the power
of Grayskull.
by the power no, I was gonna say by the power of the Emerald Growth, I cast healing or Aura Vitality or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
And then she'll
usually
heal
so.
for 2d6, which was a total of 4 when I
Yep,
rolled
I
earlier.
got that recorded.
So I have to stay concentrating. So I'm assuming if I want to redo this bonus action again, I have to roll another d20 to see if I stay in the tree.
Does that have a limitation like once per long rest, twice?
It's a level 3 spell. And
So-
he only gave me 1 level 3 spell slot, so I don't get to cast this again until a long rest.
Okay.
So also, you have to do. You did a thing where
Yes.
you made a noise and you
Yep.
moved. So you have to give me an agility check.
Yep.
Which will be increased difficulty because you have to hold concentration.
I
Right.
completely understand that.
So go ahead and roll a d20. Let's see.
So
what
I'll roll a
happens.
d20. I roll a 5.
You rolled a 5.
So I fall out of the tree.
You fall out of a tree.
Now, I know I have to make a concentration roll to see if
it's not very coordinated.
I know I have to make a roll for concentration, but I do have Warcaster, which gives me advantage on all concentration saving throws.
So I will. Okay. Well, I mean, so you cast. What does that do? Because you said you had to do that and then heal.
Well,
what is
so-
Aura of?
Aura Vitality is essentially there's an aura around me. When I move, it moves with me. Anyone in that aura, I can use a bonus action to heal D2.
Gotcha.
Two
Gotcha.
2 D6s.
Gotcha.
So I healed for 4 the first time.
Yep.
You made me do a roll to see if I stay in the tree athletics.
Mhm.
I failed, I'm assuming, it with a 5 and fell out of the tree since I
Mhm.
probably barely succeeded with an 11 the first time.
Yeah.
So now I have to make a concentration saving throw. So I have a +1 in concentration. Warcaster gives me advantage on concentration saving throws.
Okay.
So I get. Are you going to
get
do this
2
like
dice.
normal D&D where I roll 2 dice,
you
or are you
roll
just
2,
allow?
you could-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So first roll's a nat 20.
Okay.
So I hold concentration.
You hold concentration. You manage to land just fine. You hold concentration, and you can tell that the wolf, the dire wolf, is beginning to move and shift a little bit, very very slowly.
I'm going to speak to her, and I'm going to say, "I'm with your maid is in my camp. Your maid has smelled you and sent me in your direction to find you. I'm going to try to heal you some more to see if we can get you moving." So I heal her for another 7.
Okay. I will note that. And as you're explaining this, you hear the unmistakable of an arrow passing right past you and winging just past you, but into a tree.
Okay.
Poachers.
So,
They're poaching the
as that happens, you didn't see where it came from. So, but you turned around enough to see it hit the tree. What is your next move?
Okay. So at this point, let me pull up my page real quick. So I know which direction it came from.
It came. It's in.
It's in the tree behind me,
you,
so I
you're
know it's
assuming the
this
cave.
way. So it's coming from the cave.
Yeah, you're assuming the cave.
So I'm going to roll 2 more d6s as a bonus action to heal the wolf again.
Okay.
So a 6 and a 1,
Nice.
so another 7. And then I'm going to cast. How many units would you say the cave opening is? Because I know Moonbeam takes one unit, so 5 feet.
It would not be in range of Moonbeam. I mean, you're.
I'm talking. Would it cover the entrance? Because it is a bright light. It's a disorienting light.
Mhm.
Is it small enough to where I cast Moonbeam in front of it that people firing at me would have disadvantage due to the bright light illuminating the cave?
No, it would literally illuminate you outside of the cave. It would come into the thing and be like a flash, but it wouldn't.
Okay.
They're seeing you from the dark.
They're
anyway,
already
so,
seeing
yeah.
me anyway. So I'm gonna cast Moonbeam directly in front of the wall to see if I can see what I can see inside, if I can see anything inside, but also so they can see it from a distance. Because it is a pillar of light coming from the sky.
Okay. So go ahead. Yeah.
D20 for perception?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. A 14, so 16.
14. So as you call it down and it hits, now does that just light the area
So
or does it do damage?
Moonbeam is a damaging
Because the
spell.
wolf is right beside you.
Well, I'm doing it at the cave entrance, and it's only.
So you're casting.
I'm casting
it
it
on
right
a
in-
location.
Yes, because Moonbeam does
Gotcha.
not have to be cast on a target; it has to be cast on a square.
Gotcha.
Which is why I was asking, because if this is a 5-foot square and I cast it here,
Yeah.
it blocks the cave entrance. Because Moonbeam deals damage when it lands, I can use a bonus action to move it, and anyone passing through Moonbeam takes damage.
Okay. So how long does Moonbeam? Is it just like an
Moonbeam is
instant thing?
it's a concentration, so I get to keep it as long as I stay concentrating on Moonbeam. So every time someone hits me, I do have to do a concentration saving throw to keep Moonbeam active.
Okay. So you're going to cast that. It's going to drop down right
And
on.
I cast it level 2.
Okay, so right on
Level 2.
the thing. Yeah. It does not damage what is in the cave,
Mhm.
but in that instance that it lights up, you can see 4 sets of eyes.
Okay.
Roughly
4 eyes or 4 sets?
4
of
sets of eyes.
Oh.
4 sets of 2 eyes. Roughly 6 feet off the ground.
Animals.
Just so you're aware, because I do say it's for them, it is a 40-foot high cylinder
Oh, yeah.
centered at a point.
I mean, it would also probably make some type of audible noise as it happens, whether it's a rustling of something.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna alert the group.
And just so you know, because people will be walking through it, they do take 2d10 radiant damage when they move through Moonbeam. And it does affect allies as well. Moonbeam
Okay.
is not just enemies only.
I'm gonna have to upgrade these enemies real quick, man.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I was not prepared for 2d10 of radiant damage.
Moonbeam is very powerful. I took Warcaster specifically for Moonbeam because I can move Moonbeam and it gets I get to move it, I think, to anywhere within my eyesight.
So as the beam dies down, I'm going to roll some stuff.
And in every spell after level 2, I get an additional D10.
Oh wait, I'm not rolling that. I'm rolling this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
No, I made my character strong.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful man.
Okay. All right. So right after you do that, we're gonna roll since it's
And
that
I
one.
think Moonbeam's allowed to be cast
Let's
inside
see.
because it's just light.
Okay. Ooh. All right. So as right after you cast that,
Mhm.
you hear 3 more arrows whiz past you. You manage to dodge them, but as you hear that last, you catch one right in the side.
Dang, they hit me with the.
Deals 9 damage to you.
Dang, I have an armor class of 15 too.
Well, you got to imagine we're doing
Other
my
stuff.
numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm assuming the 5 is what hit me.
Yeah.
Because you rolled like 3 straight.
Because most of our little dudes and things that we battle are rolling D6s to hit. So your DC is
Because you gave us
technically-
all a base 3.
Yeah.
And I have a shield and gauntlets that took me up to a 5, so that 5 just barely hit me.
Yeah.
So I think you gave me 34 life, so that puts me at 26. Unless you gave me different life that I know of.
No, I need to go back and
Well, you've done the
grant
health a little
everyone-
weird,
yeah.
so it's hard to keep up with a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I said we need sheets for the next act.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some together probably.
Okay,
too.
so you take that in damage. The rest of the group, the wolves, take off immediately, but obviously you don't know that yet. Shit.
Yeah.
But that plus the bear plus the hyenas plus you two, are you two heading that way, or what are you doing?
I probably just looked over at Thor and I was like, well, that's obviously not normal. We should probably go check that out.
Yeah.
And I'd say weapons out.
Well, I am the weapon.
Yeah, exactly, literally.
I'm trying to figure out how far away approximately do we see this thing?
Where he is probably 80 yards, 60, 80 yards in.
So y'all gonna take it's gonna take y'all 3 full turns to get it.
No, not for me.
Well, I mean, it's going to take a while.
You probably have long strider or something.
No, I've got accelerated movement.
True.
The
Yeah, you
thing
used it
gives
last
me.
time.
Yeah, I can basically give it and just
Just
run
remember,
super
you can use
fast.
dash as an action. So you have 30.
Yeah.
You have 30 meters. You can use dash to gain up
Yeah.
to 45 total.
We'll say
I can be there in
Dashing
one.
so
my
you
turn.
can
Okay.
if it's
So-
80, you can get in
Dashing
2
moves.
turns. You can
Yeah.
see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cast accelerated movement,
Okay.
and I will have no penalty on movements. I can climb, balance, and move swiftly at 2 to 3 times speed.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go, kind of like the Flash. I cast him to go.
Yeah. All right. So
And me and the animals are just gonna
are just
dash.
hauling. Yeah, it's probably going to take. I would say all of you going through the tree line. The wolves and hyenas are obviously going to be ahead
Can
of
I
you.
just ride one of them?
You can actually, as you're running, I will let you climb up on the bear. You just like grab
But you have to make an
grab a
athletics
thing.
check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20 for athletics.
I'm not sure how fast the bear is, but I'm sure he's faster than you are.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I know based off of 5e.
7.
Seven?
I fall right off.
So you will
think
trip and you
ball
just
is
kind of
big.
grab your ankle a little bit on some rocks, so you'll take 2
The
damage.
bears typically
Are you
But you're
kidding?
on. But you're on though.
Okay, thank
or
you.
20 meters movement.
I mean, my base movement's 30. So, I mean,
So then what does put my
My base
You're
depends
you're
on
at 23.
Yeah,
You're
23.
fine, yeah.
so
Because
at
you were
3 times
25, I
I'm
think
at
he's
90.
30. I had him at
Did you
30.
take fall damage trying to get on this bear?
Shut up.
So I've got you at
Does her
a good
strength
30.
not add to anything? Because we go
I
based on.
tripped and
I mean,
hit my
she rolled like a
ankle.
7
Oh,
to hang on to a
it's
moving
athletics,
bear.
yeah. So it's not strength. I was about to say strength check. You probably broke the root when you.
Okay, so when
I'm
do you
tapping
get there?
into
Do you
the-
get there next turn?
Yeah, I think next.
Okay. So you'll be at least
I tapped
able
into
to
the
be
speed
there.
force.
Yeah.
I was about to say 2 times it puts him at 60, and you said he
Well,
was
3.
80.
Yeah.
3.
So-
Sorry, puts you to
Yeah.
90.
I'm basically going to say by the start of at the start of the next turn, you'll be in
But I'm
range
gonna have
to
no
cast.
clue what's going on. I'm just gonna see this giant beam.
Yeah,
Hey, what the fuck's
you'll be
going
in
on
range
here?
to cast.
Yeah,
some
because he
spells.
said it was a flash. You'll see me. You'll see the wolf. You'll see an arrow in my gut, and you'll see a moving.
Oh, it
bunch.
hit you.
I did take damage.
Yeah.
I have an arrow. He said I have
I
an
thought
arrow.
the arrow
lodged
hit the
in my-
tree.
In your
3
side.
did.
3 of them
One
did,
of
and the
them
one
hit
hit
the
him.
side.
Gotcha.
All right, so moving on. Next to the next turn, you're up. Shin,
well,
what are you doing?
Before we do that, I have to roll for concentration on movement because I
Yeah,
did get
because you
hit.
did get hit.
So I rolled a 14.
14. Yeah, you good.
Okay.
You're good.
Um,
Barely managed to keep on.
Okay.
The wolf is stirring. She's shaky on her legs, but she's.
When the lights flashed, did I see any wood or anything like that in there?
You saw.
Just in your pants.
you,
lot.
you did. You actually saw what looked like a very crude fire pit and some what could be weapons racks, but
Okay.
very like
How?
sticks put together kind of weapons.
Yeah. How far am I from that pit?
From the cave.
No. How far? You said I could see like the campfire.
Mhm.
Where? How far am I from that campfire?
It's in the cave.
It's in
like
the
it's
cave.
just inside the like you when you flash just inside. It's probably 5 yards inside the cave, enough to where the smoke would flow outward
Okay.
if they lit
How
the
many
fire.
enemies are coming after us?
We know if I saw 4 sets.
saw
of
4.
You don't know anything, but we saw 4 sets of eyes.
All right.
Or at least I saw 4 sets.
I'm gonna hook you up. I got 1. There's. I'm gonna get them numbered here. 1, 4. That way we can have actual characters.
Yeah, it's fine.
This one is not numbered. 1.
I
Alright,
need to
so-
sit there. And for the weapon rack.
Okay, so you're gonna aim for the weapon rack, which was actually fairly close to the actual
And
fire
I,
pit anyway.
I would say you're probably at disadvantage right now for concentration because you're trying to concentrate with an arrow.
But I have Warcaster that gives me advantage.
I
So
think
worst case
I think it
scenario,
would
I just roll a
balance
single
it.
die.
Yeah.
I think it. Yeah.
All right, roll it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a die. A 4.
A 4.
A 1.
So you go to create bonfire and it creates
It's like-
a flash on one of the rocks,
Mhm.
but it's in rocks. It
Yeah,
dies
so
out.
it's not. Did I get any more information?
Right, I was going to say roll for perception during that time as well. There's quite a bit going on. There's a giant dire wolf and then enemies fighting.
10, so a 12.
10, again, you see illuminated forms right about 6 foot tall.
Do I see any form? I know they have bows, some form of bows. Do I see any other forms of weapons on them?
So
I do see a weapon rack.
go ahead and roll. Well, I mean, you're getting arrows fired at you, so you can at least assume.
Yeah.
But go ahead and roll another one for perception.
20.
20. When you create that bonfire, you do start hearing noises, and it's a lot of yapping and yelping and sounds of crying and screeching.
I know what we're fighting.
Okay?
What is it?
We're fighting gnolls.
So,
What?
Gnolls. They're born from hyenas. We're fighting. They're
I can show you a
essentially
picture.
essentially
Well, I can't.
picture a hyena but standing on 2 legs and
That
they
can use weapons. And they're
They're
like big bulky.
They're intelligent
Like
hyenas.
furries.
They're intelligent
Fighting
hyenas.
furries.
werewolf
Best way-
hyenas.
Yeah, best way to describe is they're a werewolf, but hyena instead of a wolf. Is
Yep.
the best way to explain it.
Yep.
Okay, so my character doesn't know this. I'm assuming it's just I know it. Or does
yeah.
actually
with my
never
character
fought
being
these, and
a
you-
nature person,
Yes,
would I recognize?
Yeah,
the
you would be like, ah, hell.
gnolls?
Like,
I know gnolls are.
Yeah.
Can I tell if they're newborns or not? Because I know newborns they get moved.
No, you can't tell.
Okay.
You just saw those forms. You
Yep.
heard the noises. You know that
Okay.
noise.
I'm out of spells. I do have a bonus action. I can technically move Moonbeam, but there's really no point of moving Moonbeam.
Well, if you want help and you are outside the cave,
I'm out. I'm
so
like
why
right
is
here.
Moonbeam in front of the cave if you're not
Stop
in the
them.
cave?
Because if they come
Because
out,
if
they'll
they
get
come out, they
injured.
take 2d10s.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the hyena came out of the cave.
No, the wolf was never in. The wolf was never in the cave.
Wolf's the white die.
The wolf has been outside the cave entrance the entire time. I am approximately.
He's been around here.
I'm like right around here. They're shooting me from here. Moonbeam is right. I'm gonna put it.
Here, is there like a yellow die or something we can put
Hold
over
on.
there? Something
I'm gonna
bright
put my
colored?
D10 in
There
front
we go.
of it.
There we go.
I'm gonna put my D10 because that's what we have to roll to damage. So anyone who walks through this space takes 2d10 radiant damage.
Okay.
So I casted it there, knowing enemies were there. So if they try to come out, they get hit by it. They take damage. He just said he had to make them stronger, or they would have just died as soon as they stepped out of the cave. So I have no other. I'm gonna take. Are you doing it like Baldur's, where I could take a health pot as a bonus action, or not? Because I got like 2.
I will let you take a health potion if you want to. as
Do I
bonus
need to remove the arrow before I take said health potion?
Sure.
Or, okay, so
Yeah, you'd want to.
I'll remove the arrow and I'll take my health pot and I will move closer to the tree line to get out of their range.
Okay, so let me see here. On the health potions, you want to do minor healing or medium healing?
I'll do a minor, which I think you said to 4,
It's a 5.
5. Oh, there's a D.
So,
Wait, are you a druid?
Yes.
Okay. Here, put this where you're.
so
Is it a cactus?
5.
I thought it was a cactus.
Well, that's you.
Oh, I see that it says druid. I don't have a D5.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Unless this is the D5. But
as you're doing that, as you take your healing potion, their turn happens. Again,
how much did I gain?
3.
Because I don't have a 5 to
You gain
roll.
5.
Okay, cool.
You gain 5 if you take one. That's basically how it is.
Okay.
Use 5 for minor,
So
7
I'm up to
for
20.
medium.
I'm
and
up
so
to
on.
29.
You're at 20. I nerfed you a little bit because you're much higher at 34 than everybody else. So you're at 30 max.
So I was at 30 max. So I
Yeah,
took
so
9, going down to 21, going up to 26.
Sure.
Okay.
I put 206. That's wrong.
I'll take it.
So
I guess I could have.
all right. So then what happens is their turn happens, and again, 3 more arrows whiz past you. 1 more connects you for another 9 damage.
Okay. So I'm getting slaughtered this fight.
And
Well,
you can.
are trying to fight a battle by yourself, so.
And at this point, at the end of that round, the female wolf. Who's this one?
That's me. Well,
See.
I should be there.
You're gonna be way over here at the edge.
We need to get us some figurines.
And I'm
Yes, we
basically
do.
going to say, what the hell is going on?
All right, so
Time's
at the
so
end of that
light.
round,
Yeah.
the wolf, which is the white die, we'll say, is now standing up and starting to pay attention. And you have the helmet, so I will let you speak for
I'm gonna speak to
as
the
like
wolf.
a bonus action.
Okay,
Just
I'm
in story.
going to speak to the wolf. I'm going to say I am a friend of your mate. He's moved towards the
Friend's a
woods.
strong word.
Well,
Yeah. Owner.
I
Pack leader. I'm the captain now.
I beat your pack leader in a fight. He now follows me. Run to the woods to safety. He should be coming soon.
Okay. She obviously looks back at the cave, looks at the light, and looks back at you. Definitely grimaces because she's in pain. Go ahead.
Can I ask her how many enemies she saw before she gets too far?
I
know of 4, but
yeah, she says I was attacked on all sides. 4, maybe 5.
okay.
Okay, and then she goes to move off behind you. So you've kind of like, do you want to stay in the open, or do you want to say you've kind of like taken a little bit of cover behind a tree?
I've taken. I'm in the ridge line, so I'm like in the tree / bushes area.
Okay. All right. So that would complete that turn, and then we'd go to Ector, who is just popping up.
Yeah, and I'm like,
On
what the
the
hell's
scene.
going on?
You're close enough. You're like right here. You guys are pretty close. So.
I'm gonna look at Ector. I believe I found the wolf's mate who he could sense. As I was healing the mate, 4 arrows were fired at me. 1 connected.
You also have to roll concentration for that moonbeam.
I do. 1 connected. 2 have connected in total. I've seen 4 set of eyes and heard weird cackling. Based on my experience, we are dealing with at least 4 gnolls. The wolf that you just saw run past says there was 4 or 5, so there may be more than 4.
All right, I'm gonna say. So you've dealt with these gnolls before, then, huh?
18.
Correct.
I've not personally dealt with gnolls. All I've heard is stories, and they can be very vicious and very powerful adversaries in a close quarters combat.
You don't happen to know of any weaknesses, do you?
They're intelligent, but not extremely intelligent, so a lot of times can be led into traps or can be easily misdirected. Their main focus is just they're always hungry.
Am I here yet?
No, you
Next turn.
need a whole nother turn.
Yeah.
Because of his spell, he got 90 movement. You only got 45. So you require an entire extra turn. If I remember right, the dire wolf came with 35, and the 2 were 30.
Can you voluntarily drop moonbeam?
Yes, I can cancel concentration on Moonbeam. Because if someone wants to move into the cave, one of them, either I keep Moonbeam, either they take 2d10, or I have to cancel it. But
This is blocking the entire way.
Yes.
So it is keeping y'all out, but it's also keeping them
Yeah.
at bay for the moment.
So you heard evil laughter?
I heard a cackling. I heard a gut.
Relating strategies here.
Okay.
Is this cave just normal, like limestone type rock?
Yeah, it's just a rocky cave.
In the cave.
If I were to,
He's told you what he's seen.
Yeah.
Completely from in the cave.
if I were to do an acid blast on the rock, would that weaken the structure of the cave enough to cause any rocks to fall on their head, or is this a fairly?
Acid splash is a D8.
So I would say it could weaken it. You would have to add some other type of blasting damage
That's what I was
itself.
thinking. I was thinking about a combo.
Do you have anything that can produce some form of oil or flammable substance?
Yeah,
Because I still.
I have a butt ton of gunpowder.
Well,
yeah, you're gonna have to blast.
The
You're
reason
not
I'm
gonna be able to
asking
melt or
is
acid.
I still have
So-
my action for this turn. So if you can throw a vial of grease into the cave, I could ignite it on fire.
Well, look, my spell rounds. I have acid and fire,
Mhm.
and I have ice, and then I have regular, just explosions. So my strategy right now is to shoot acid towards the roof of the cave. There will be an area of effect where they'll get hit with some damage, but not a lot. That'll weaken the cave structure, and then the next, as I throw an explosion round in,
Do it a cave in.
to basically just cause rocks. Maybe not a cave in, but maybe enough to bop them on the head a few times. And
I was thinking, because my thought process with that was if I cast Frostbite, because Frostbite leaves a frozen area, that would freeze it, and then the fire could instantly heat it up, causing it to crumble.
if you just want to do heat, I can use my staff of fireball, heat the rock up extremely high, and if you had like an accelerant or something like that you threw in there around before, then it would just
The other option
I get a new
is
chaos
do
dice.
have a level 2 entangle,
What
which
was
causes
the purpose of
a
that?
spike
Just
area
anytime
of
the
like
chaos
50
dice rolls
feet,
15
and
or over,
walking
I have to
through
go
it
with something
reduces
crazy.
movement by half, and you
And it was a
take
nat one.
damage while moving through it or in it.
No
I only
Really?
get one shot with the fireball.
I was gonna have something happen while they're just
So-
talking.
My thinking is, if we did that, then we.
I'm just going to chill out until
Okay.
they leave or whatever.
Here we are, Ekthor. What's your move?
Okay, I am going to shoot acid shot at the roof right above their head.
Okay, you're gonna aim that into the cave beyond the moonbeam.
Does he gain advantage since he's firing at an inanimate object?
He will not because it is still dark inside
dark,
where he's
true.
aiming. So he's aiming at what he expects is the roof.
Okay, so
This man
are we
misses, hit
shooting?
the back wall, and we
Are
find
we
an arm.
rolling? We rolled a hit.
Just piss off a 20.
You got to roll to see if you hit the
Yeah,
cave.
if I hit the cave wall.
Yeah, the
which
cave,
is
yeah.
huge.
or the ceiling at least.
Yeah. Come on.
Because I guess you do need to aim because you could hit the wall instead of the ceiling.
Plus 4, so 13.
Okay. What's the acid damage?
I think
The
it's-
acid is going to be a D8 plus a D4, which is
Okay. Go ahead and roll that then. We'll say it fires in, it skips across a rock and explodes
6, 7,
inward.
and I get +1 bonus.
So what's the total on that?
8.
Okay, so I'll divide up that 8 to each, just from the
And
acid.
again,
alone.
it's probably it's mostly up at the wall, up
It
at the
is.
ceiling.
So what I'm figuring with your accuracy that you hit, firing into a darkened cave, it does indeed hit the ceiling, but it hits a rocky outcrop and explodes inward. So it hits them, but it's more of a glancing blow to the actual ceiling of the cave.
Right. And now my question is, I shot with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I throw the bomb with the other?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
It's a bonus action.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to ignite my grenade and shoot. Let's see, that was a D6 plus a D4.
Okay.
We agreed to on that.
So you're gonna lob a grenade in there,
Right.
more or less. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get it as
Close to the weakened.
right.
Okay.
Do I need? I didn't roll for you. Yeah, but damn it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to roll. Yeah.
20.
Okay. So it definitely hits. Yeah.
You light up. There we go. I got a 4 and a 4, so 8.
Is that
And
Okay.
is that LED already dead in that
All right.
board?
So 8 more.
Maybe it is.
Go ahead and roll.
Well, I guess they charge.
Roll your D20 again.
D20 again. 20.
Okay. Not bad. So we will say when that one does go off, it shatters part of the ceiling of the cave that you can at least hear. You see it in a flash. You see it. Let me play this.
But is it worth him to come?
All right,
That's
all that happens, Ektor throws in his explosive just after the acid that he shot before bursts off the ceiling. The gnolls react by sound. You can hear, you can see, flash.
And these things are going to be loud. It's not
Yeah.
like-
Oh, no, yeah.
And they have
They're-
increased hearing, so I'd assume it does a decent amount of disorientation.
It definitely gives them, I mean, there's smoke in there now. There's acid in the floor, and dripping from the
You're
ceiling.
breathing acid-filled air.
Yeah, there's fire. I mean, it's well, there was explosive damage. So they've taken all the damage for that. They definitely will be at a disadvantage for the next round. So now it's going to go to Shin since they're at
I
disadvantage.
can't move. I can't move.
I will actually let that be their round. Like
It just surprises.
yeah,
me.
there's just so much crap going on.
Okay.
So you can make a
I've
move
already
before they arrive.
succeeded my concentration because I have another arrow in my gut.
Yeah.
Is it in my gut, leg? Arm?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can say other side.
Other side.
Still one each.
Well, I have already removed one.
Yeah.
So I know in wild shape I get to keep concentration, and I don't have to roll for concentration saving throws. I don't have any creatures that have any form of ranged concentration because I don't know anything about the dragon yet to know if it has any form of ranged abilities. So my question is, should I stay hidden so we could keep the concentration on the moonbeam, Because I only have to roll if I'm hit. If I heal up and I remove the arrow, then there's nothing destroying my concentration. And it doesn't say I have to have sight on my concentration.
And above table next turn, your reinforcements arrive. So.
Right. I'm not sure, to be honest.
I know once she gets here and the animals get here, Moonbeam's going to be a very large hindrance. But I mean, like he said, we still have a whole nother turn we need them to show up. So I'm thinking I should probably keep it for at least for them to get here.
Here's my thing too, right? These are humanoids that are probably closer to, probably about halfway between beast and I would say, do they understand that Moonbeam will hurt them, or do they just think, oh, this isn't light, and
That's a question for
they have remained hidden either way.
I'm only unwrapping it.
That would be like a theory in your mind. You're not sure.
Okay.
Bleeding right now. I didn't even
So
to go.
you are going to aim again with create bonfire inside the cave, looking for wooden stuff.
15.
You definitely can. You remember where those racks and things were. Also above the actual fire pit itself, which is now smoldering, there was a basically like a shabbily made just cooking rack.
Okay.
Just firm sticks, maybe some metal pieces.
Okay.
But you see all that. So you aim for that. That ignites enough, and it ignites the fire pit itself. So it spreads from the fire pit, ignites. It actually hits the cooking rack itself first, bursts that into flame, and then drops down, spreading, igniting the actual fire pit. So now you can see within the cave probably a good 15 feet.
Do I see any other knolls beside the 4 I previously know?
There's smoke in there at this moment.
So it's hard.
You can make out, that they're there, and you're not exactly sure for at least a round of settling smoke. Much like when we found out we had a Cybertronian and it was all smoky or dirty. So,
Yeah.
So that, if you want to go ahead and heal up and take your potion,
I'll go ahead and heal the 5. So I think that puts me. I've taken 18 and healed for 10, so I'm at 21.
I actually have you at 22.
Okay.
Okay, so end of that round. Now, as you guys are standing there on the edge of the tree line, you've cast your spells. You hear off to your left behind you just a thundering cacophony of trees and branches are snapping, leaves are being crushed, and you both turn to look. You're basically here and here, and from in between both of you come at first the bear bat with Calliope. I have a picture of it, but I would like for you to describe it, Calliope.
I'm picturing.
She's riding
Now,
that
let
bear
me
like
set
Abraham Lincoln.
so you have the bear and
I'm
Calliope
picturing the
leading
Lord
the
of
charge.
Eowyn, but instead of a wolf, she's riding a bear.
All right, so you're leading the charge. The male alpha wolf is in tow as well as the other animals behind you, but you are leading the charge. You describe how it looks.
Do I know where the female is? 'Cause She's
No,
not technically here anymore.
You got a lot going on.
And you know where
Alright.
the basic bitches are.
Right.
They're coming.
All right.
I can sense it.
All right, go ahead. Describe the scene.
Okay, so me and just all these other animals just break out through the trees and just kind of screech up to a halt behind them. I've got my sword out and I'm just kind of ready for battle. My sword's out, my shield's out. I'm just kind of looking around saying, okay, what are we dealing with? Everyone's kind of just coming around, huddling around everybody to kind of fill out the ranks so we can all just be facing the tree.
Okay, so Jeremiah or Shin, I need you to roll 2 d20s.
Probably less cool than the way you pictured it.
That's Hey, it was beautiful. It was awesome. The whole group is here. Everything is filled out.
Just out of curiosity.
What is your class? You're just...
She's a
Fighter.
Out of curiosity, did the male direwolf actually come with her, or did he go to where
Yes, it's right beside the bear.
Okay.
More or less right on its right flank.
Sorry, we're late, guys.
So 13 and 18. Because I don't know what I'm rolling to,
18.
so I don't know how that bonus is.
So, okay, so you're going to roll to keep the 2 hyenas in check. Okay. So 18 succeeds for the male.
Okay.
The female 13 does not succeed. So
He's
the
gonna
male
run her through the moonbeam.
the male remains firm. The female No, wait, did I say succeeded for the male or the female?
Yeah, you said it succeeded for the male, failed for
Okay.
the female.
The male stands firm with the group. The female whimpers and cowers, and she moves away.
Understandable.
It's understandable
But the female-
as a druid.
Yeah.
For it's more or less their own kind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as this is happening, all the group is together. The female wolf the dire wolf is from behind the group, and she walks up to join the male. You are close enough now. So, animal speaking, would you be able to hear them?
I understand animals, and animals understand me.
Okay.
Essentially.
So all right. So you roll a d20.
16. And if it's perception, it's an 18.
Okay. So they're over here. Okay. So perception, yeah, you picked it up. So you heard her explain to the male what happened and that what attacked her is in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, he breaks from the pack and starts bounding towards the cave.
Can I yell for him to stop that the light will hurt?
You can make an effort to stop.
Okay.
So roll a d20 for.
Would I be able to cancel
can
my
you-
concentration?
You can, yeah. You
Okay.
can drop cancel. I would let you.
Would I be able to tell him to stop but notice he's not stopping and cancel it? Or do I just need to decide I yell it or I cancel it?
Do you have command? Okay.
I do not have a command.
So I will let you yell for persuasion.
Okay.
So you can roll a d20 and let's see if you can make him stop on his own.
I have
12.
I have
12,
command,
not going to make it. Not gonna make
but
it.
I don't know that it needs to be used.
I'm going to notice, after I yell, I'm going to notice that he has tunnel vision. He's not listening to anyone or
Is this the
anything.
bearbat?
No, this is
No,
the
this is the dire wolf, the male.
and I'm going to
Matt
cancel my or I'm going to stop concentrating on Moonbeam. So as he's running, the beam just disappears into the sky as he's running forward.
So we'll say that's basically the very start, because it would have taken them a turn to get here.
Mm-hmm.
The very start of the next turn is when you would cancel that action. And that's when basically he would just keep bounding, and the next turn would begin right at the start of him
Did,
getting to the
did
cave.
did he meet the female direwolf in the woods on his way here?
He just
Yeah.
said that the female
Yeah,
dire
she circled
wolf.
back.
That she circled back. She talked to him. I heard that the creatures, because I'm assuming since he said creatures, she does not know what attacked her. She said the creatures that attacked me are in the cave.
Okay.
And he started running. I failed a
Blind rage.
persuasion check because he's just in a blind rage. He's not listening to anybody. So I'm canceling concentration on Moonbeam. So are we using this as an action or a bonus action for myself, or is this just something I do?
It'll just be a bonus action. Yeah.
Okay, well, the reason I'm asking because if you make it a bonus action, that means I can't wild shape and run in with him.
Okay, so let's make it just a canceling, like you're canceling it. We won't count it as a bonus action. Especially with Warcaster. Like it would, doesn't it give you like an extra thing or something?
Warcaster, so Warcaster gives me advantage on concentration, and I also I can use my attack of opportunity. I can either attack with my weapon like normal, or I can use shock and grasp. That does 1d8, I believe. And if it lands, they have to make a saving throw, or they lose their bonus action, and they cannot react.
Okay. All right. So as he's bounding his
So I'm
way,
gonna move this because this is
that's fine. So I'm gonna roll for the gnolls. Okay, and that's 2. The 2 are able to recover and fire arrows at the gnoll or at the direwolf.
Mhm.
So they'll fire that. 4
Dang, they're doing D12 with basic bows.
and
so
so the direwolf.
I know in
Takes-
5e he comes with 35. How much did you actually get the dire wolf?
It's not going to be 35. It's going to be closer to 20.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know because that's the health I will have when I wild
Yeah.
shape.
Let me double check. Yeah. Well,
I guess one day I need I guess when I'm putting together my sheet.
Yeah.
Since you're adjusting the health
yeah,
for
yeah.
5e, if you could send me what you're doing it, because I mean I know my base is like dog, bats, rats.
Yeah.
All of them don't have one, but these things I do kind of.
I also
I'll
need
make
to
a
add to the
note.
group chat.
yeah. So.
I
Oh
do.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, if someone if not everyone has an iPhone, I can't add you. We have to make a whole new chat.
And
I bet that's what happened to our bearbat friend. He said he couldn't
Make a
receive what was
Discord.
in
Yeah,
there.
if you don't
The wolf, the dire wolf, does take some damage. Takes 2 arrows in the pelt. Does not affect him that much. Definitely does damage, but he's just on his way.
he's just
Yeah. So no need for initiative. Let's just play this out.
okay.
All right. Just make it nice and cool. All right.
Nice and
As he's doing that, what do you want the other animals to do since you were on the scene first, technically?
I'm gonna notice the female hyena, and I notice the male stays stoic. I'm gonna tell the hyena, I understand this is your kind. They did attack me. I have to do something. But if you do not want to fight your own kind, I understand. Go sit in the woods and guard the female.
Okay.
Do you need to make a roll? Do I need to make a roll whether he stays in fight?
The male is fine. You already rolled for that. The female is going to trek back a couple yards.
I'm going to wild shape into a direwolf, and I'm going to tell the male hyena to charge with me. Are we going to be in attack range for this movement? Because we do each get 35.
No, each of you will basically be in the cave.
Okay, so we can only make in the cave. I don't want to create fire because then we have to run through fire. Frostbite will make difficult terrain, tripping us up. Entangle will do the exact
smoke
same
has
thing.
settled. The acid has dissolved. So that's where we're at. Here's what we're going to do. Shin is going to polymorph wild shape into a dire wolf and join the charge. The two smaller wolves you said are going to wait with the female dire wolf, which is fine. The bear bat friend is going to just be full on, ready to go, charging in bear form with Calliope still on its back. And what is Calliope's reaction to this?
You need to keep in mind that depending on how short the cave is, you're riding on probably a 5-6
Can
foot
I
tall.
clear the entrance?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm not gonna make you.
Okay.
Her first.
Okay,
her
you
first
take
chance.
D8 bludgeoning damage to the skull.
Her first chance at battle.
She really has, because every time she's joined, I've tamed the enemy.
Yeah.
I know. You can't tame these.
So
No, you can't. I would try though if I
just
could.
an aggressively violent charge towards the cave.
Yeah, she's just bearing down. She's got the
Sword out at her side.
and she's
So
ready.
I do know you gave the
hair,
bear,
just long flowing brown hair, just in the
Yes.
breeze. I love
I
it.
do know that I asked if I could just do a guttural howl for intimidation and
Yes.
I took it.
Did it?
It rolled well.
Okay, good.
But my next
learned
question
something.
is I know you gave the bear bat a
sonic roar.
a sonic roar that causes disadvantage. Would we be able to? Can we tell you what we would like the bear to do, or are you just going to control the bear fully?
You can give me ideas. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because my next question is since all these animals somewhat know each other, if all these animals in front of the bear hear this roar that are ours, are they going to have to make saving throws?
No, because of your direction. We would say that the dire wolf, you, and the bear are in the front.
Okay.
The male hyena following up the rear. It would be the last one because the other ones are at the thing.
Well, I just want to make sure that, because I know you said that the wolf bolted, so I imagine the male wolf would have been here by the time we started to react.
It's the wolf, and then you, and then the bear.
Oh, that's
So this puts me.
That's Calliope and the bear.
This puts me and the wolf in front of the supersonic roar. So would we take any form of? Do we have to roll for saving throw against intimidation or disadvantage?
So we'll say, oh gosh, I only have 8 minutes. All right, so we'll say you guys are, you're heading towards the cave, but you can wait until you get right there to do sonic roar if we want the bear to, but at the same time, all of you are basically just charging straight for the cave.
My next question is this is a sonic roar, which means it's a sound. We have a weakened cave. Will the sound bounce off the walls and potentially cause a cave in?
it.
Could. Okay. Because I wanted to make sure that was a possibility. Because if that's a possibility, I would like the bear, if it's going to do it before we get into the cave. So if we can collapse the cave before the dire wolf gets in, one, it saves us from having to fight them. Two, it saves the dire wolf and us from not being absolutely crushed.
No, dire wolf would have failed that. So if we want the bear to, I would probably say no, because they're already going to have plenty to deal with as soon as all of these creatures get into the cave. If you're doing a howl, I'm already going. Both you and the main direwolf male will do this howl and basically cause a slight disadvantage for them anyway, because it's going to ricochet around.
They won't bother with the sonic howl.
Yeah, the sonic is too dangerous to.
Okay, then do you want me to roll d20s for our roars?
No, I mean, you're doing this big roar right at the cave. They're already
disoriented and probably a little scared.
So let's paint the picture. So we have the dire wolf charging, 2 arrows in its side, bleeding, does not care, just ready for blood. We have another full male dire wolf, and Calliope with her sword out to her side, riding a giant bear bat.
We did create the fire. Do we have any other intel on what forms of weapons they use besides bows, or is there just too much smoke to tell?
No, as you get there, the smoke has begun to settle, and the direwolf clearly picks out a target. You can clearly pick out that there are 4 gnolls, one of them being larger and gray, like a gray in color, and it seems to have a slightly more of this, ragged armor that gnolls have. The other ones have some leather straps and stuff.
Yeah, basically.
But this one has basically a small strap across the chest. It's holding a sword and a bow in the left hand. So it's drawn its sword at this point. The others just have bows.
Okay.
So and there you're slightly smaller, brownish spotted, tan skin.
Look like the freshly born.
Yeah. So you can tell that there's clearly what looks to be a leader, and that is directly where the alpha or direwolf is heading.
Okay.
So as you're going, do you want to just target one of the smaller ones? Or
I'm gonna, since I'm able to talk to him, I'm gonna target the main wolf or main gnoll with the male dire wolf because we do gain pack advantage.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna send the. Are they kind of like 2 on one side, 1 on the other, or is it like this?
Yeah, it's more like this. Yeah,
Okay.
the one leading them is behind the other.
So I'm assuming, is the cave mouth big enough for the hyena to get to one of these guys on the side without being attacked by the big one?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna send the wolf. I'm gonna send the hyena to the right. I'm gonna attack front, and then I'm gonna ask the bear to go to the left, so we can enclose the gnolls and corner them into the cave.
Okay. So we'll say that Calliope and the bear are over here, and then you guys are going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say the main one is in the front. So you guys are going for the main one.
If these have bows and he has a sword, I imagine.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do that. So let's roll. You guys just arrived in the cave, but they're already still shocked by what's coming towards them. Now, real quick, from outside the cave, do you have anything you can do to do something, but also not
you have a lot of
endanger them?
AOE spells. Which,
Right, a lot of my stuff is AOE, so anything I do is going to affect.
Yeah.
Do you have firebolt or anything? Just basic cantrips?
I mean, that's still going to be almost area of effect because it's going to be shooting past you. So there's going to be a chance that, because it's a firebolt, so it travels in a straight line. So that would probably do stuff. I was trying to think if I could play some mind games with these guys.
Okay, so from the outside, Ekthor is going to try to animate rope, and it's any kind of cord, string, rope kind of thing. All right, so go ahead and roll for. Is that just a casting or?
Yeah, it's just a spell cast.
And that is, you said it was AOE or it's multiple targets or?
Single
no,
target.
it's a single target.
Okay.
But
I'll just pick one and I can cast it twice. So.
I'll say we are attacking the 2 on the left, so if you animate the one in the middle, then the ones that are currently being surrounded will have disadvantage because they're still holding a bow, and they can't opportunity attack when we go around.
Okay, I don't care. Either one. Yeah, so.
Okay, all right, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Come on, you. My battery dying? Come on.
If you would just buy regular dice.
No, I want
You
stuff
have to have
that lights up and
fancy
does
dice.
cool stuff. 8 plus 12.
Okay, so 12, yeah, that's fine. You hit the one on the right. We'll say this guy, his bow string turns into a
Snake.
and
just kinda
slithers away, and he yelps and he's like,
It's like
What's
slithering
happening,
away.
So, and that's right as the other hyena, right? The other hyena went right.
The hyena is going to
Is
the
right.
Yeah.
So the hyena gets to him, and as soon as he has to drop it, he's basically pounced on by the male hyena. So let's roll for what I gave DC for these guys. It's not much.
Let's say they're in leather straps.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good hit, and then we're gonna go for your hyenas. Do D12. 6 damage to the one on the right.
Yep. And no pack advantage because it has to be based off of species. But I figured having 2 giant dire hyenas or wolves was better than having 2 dire hyenas.
Over to our left, we have Calliope and the bear. You describe y'all's attack on this one. He still has his bow, but it's really not. He's struggling to use it in close corners.
Yeah, it's a blunt instrument now.
Yeah. So.
I say that. Do I get to control the bear?
Yep.
Okay, I want the bear to smash it up against the wall where I'm going to pierce it down over its head.
Okay.
like from its sternum down.
Okay. Go ahead
Plunge it down
and
in there.
I will roll for the bear, which will roll. Okay. And then it's going to do for just a. Oh, knocked down Exor, but got six
Just
bludgeoning
so
A
you know,
damage.
giant die
to the
came
knoll.
from heaven and not.
So it
Their
didn't hit.
alignment is chaotic.
And then a 19.
You definitely
Yeah.
hit because you
I'm
got it
looking to
pinned
see how
anyway.
to
So go ahead and
play
roll.
those.
Roll
Something was
for a
never
simple
happened.
sword strike. Roll that.
Which would then you have to kill.
Am I done taking my nap?
A 2. So-
There was field issues.
Yeah, well, go ahead and roll it again. We'll say that was cocked.
Okay.
I'm tired of taking this nap. I wish I could wake up.
6.
What's funny
All
is
right, that's pretty good.
the gnolls he created are actually very tiny because gnolls are 7 to 7.5 feet tall, and he said they're 6 feet. So we got really
Well, how about
short
that?
gnolls.
That's
So
on me
they're
for the
babies.
lore.
Huh?
That's on me for bad lore. How about that?
You said that they're babies.
Well,
I'm
they're
tired of this
newer.
nap. Wake me up.
What? Oh, sorry. There we go.
Essentially,
All right, so
essentially
now-
gnolls.
Shin, you are in there as the other dire wolf going for the main guy. So
Well, I mean, unless you've given us anything special, all we have is just a basic bite and claw.
yeah. So roll for
Are
you and
you-
the dire wolf.
Are you changing the amount of damage per? Like, if I bite, does it do less damage, but I can hold on? If I slash, does it do more damage and maybe bleed? Okay.
It's gonna do exactly the same thing.
Okay,
so roll
so-
d20 twice.
Okay, I'm gonna use the red for me, blue for direwolf.
Okay.
So I rolled an 8. The direwolf rolled a 16.
You miss. It sidesteps you, and the other dire wolf gets it. So
Okay.
yeah, roll damage. for
Still do the additional D6 for attack
Pack attack,
advantage.
yep.
And was it a 12?
that.
or-
D12 for the hyenas, yeah. Or for the dire wolf.
Yeah. And thank you. Now it's gonna be a 1. No, that's not thank you. 9.
9. Okay, so with that, the dire wolf hops on, clamps down, and slashes with the claws into the bigger one. So the gnolls are now going to take their turn. Well, that gnoll, the main one, is going to take its turn. That one is currently pinned. So it rolled a 1. Well,
It doesn't
you know
do
what?
anything.
How about that? We're gonna roll. Where's my 12? Or my D10? Give me a D10.
You get.
Where did my 12 go? This one?
This isn't America. You can just have.
Oh, it's
whatever
over
you
here.
want.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll a D12. 5. It still didn't hit.
Oh, so the 0 is represented as a 10 on this die. I
Did you
didn't
not know how the D10 works?
That. So, top of the round, Shin, you did it. Your direwolf did it. Ekthor did a thing. So, Ekthor from
Did
outside.
you kill
Is there
me
anything
without
else you wanna do?
No.
I'm gonna.
Because
I'm
he
gonna.
No,
didn't-
it's-
he didn't make
it's
you
pinned,
roll for
but-
anything, so I
Yep.
didn't know.
I'm gonna do the same thing to
Okay.
the next. I mean, are they able to still use their bows? The ones that still have them. Are they still,
The other two, yeah. I mean, it's close quarters. They're not really like. I mean, if you have something else you'd rather do.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna cast Summon Monster in an attempt to get the female direwolf
Has a range. What
To
level
get?
am I now?
to get her
5.
to go in.
Ah,
What level am I now? 5.
no, we're 3.
We're I think we're 4. I think everybody's
We're
4.
at 4. Yeah, I knew we were above 3 because you said we had leveled up last.
Oh yeah, because we got feats.
Mm-hmm.
So 2. Let's see. So I get 5 foot extra range per level. We're level 4, so that's 20. I'll summon monster. It calls the monster to fight on my behalf.
Okay.
And that's it.
So you give a very soulful and empowering speech to the female direwolf,
Come fight for me.
and she willingly agrees under the effects of the spell.
You
and
might
heads
be a
in.
bitch, but you're not a basic bitch.
Just keep in
Get in
mind,
there.
Heads into a
if the
side.
male direwolf sees that you are mentally controlling the female, he may turn on you.
Well, we'll worry about that when we get to that bridge.
Yeah.
Also, she was.
I mean, I don't want to have to
injured.
kill that.
She did get healed a bunch.
I
Like,
was
she's
about to
almost
say,
full
if
health.
he gave him
If she
20
dies, he's never gonna forgive you.
He gave her 20 health, and I healed her for
Chaos
11.
dice.
So she's at least 12.
Ooh.
Chaos.
Okay, so as you guys are fighting in there, and the bear smashed that one up against the wall, you can start to feel a few pebbles are starting to come down from the ceiling. I need everybody to roll a d20.
Does this one still light up? Damn it, my batteries are dead.
14.
20.
Okay. Well,
I think
yeah,
you-
not you. I meant not you. You're not in the thing.
Oh. Well, damn it! I
Can I
rolled a
use
nat
this
20 for
20?
nothing.
You wasted
No,
it
you
for the
cannot
night.
use this one.
A wasted nat 20.
So you got to roll 2 d20s.
That's my next.
for the
that's
dire
my
wolf.
next roll.
Okay.
Then.
So
That's not how it's
I
supposed
rolled
to
an
be.
11.
You wasted your good
Is
is
this-
for the night.
I'm assuming, is this concentration by
get it
chance or
back.
no?
No.
Okay. Both of us rolled an 11.
Both of you rolled an 11, so
We're both dead. Or we're
wait,
both
I got to roll
alive?
for the
I
bear. I
rolled
got to roll
a
for the bear.
14. Thank you.
I rolled an 11. And me and the wolf each rolled an 11. So
Oof.
either we both die in this cave
You
in,
said
or we
we
both.
Big
rolled
oof.
eye contact.
Okay.
It's like,
I may
So as everyone's fighting, you start to hear the roof and the ceiling start to shift, and some large slabs begin to fall and drop down, and you hit one of them lands on a knoll, smashing it instantly. Another one lands on a knoll, smashing it instantly.
I thought this one moved.
This one's the
It moved forward.
this is the leader, so let's say it's in the cave.
Yeah. Okay.
And one lands on the big one on its head, smashing it into the ground. One also comes
The hand
down,
of God comes and scoops them away.
so one also comes down and smashes right on top of the bear bats.
So it smashes Ashlyn, or does Ashlyn jump out of the way?
Ashley
rolled a
rolled a
14.
14, so it's going to come down on its back end, which is not where you are,
Forcibly put it in the sit position.
and it's going.
so, is the bear vat okay?
The bear bat
it's not okay.
collapses under the weight of it, and you manage to get off, but it is okay. We got fine. All right, so after the cave in, we have one knoll left standing. The bear bat is very badly damaged, and I'm going to take a swing with my little knoll here, who gets a 7. I'm going to swing at the closest person, which would probably be Shin as a wolf. How much HP do you have as the wolf?
I have not taken any damage, so I'm still at 20 because that's what
Oh,
you gave
okay.
the dire wolf.
Yeah, it's going to be a single. I'm going to give it a 12 just to
I was
see.
going to say, if we roll 12s, I'd imagine they roll.
A 3. So it gives you a very
17.
pitiful swipe before the dire wolf comes in and clamps it down on its throat, pins it to the ground, and you hear just a disgusting as it bites all the way through the neck. The knoll twitches and then stops
The last
moving.
knoll is dead.
Aw. I had something cool to do.
He was barely alive as it is. It was terrified and alone.
I invented something I could do that wouldn't hurt my teammates.
Oh,
You can use
you're like,
it
I'm just
next
trying to
time.
figure out how not to blow up my friends.
After the fight,
That's pretty much what I'm trying. Try not to blow up everybody.
so is the cave continually starting to crumble in? Yes or no?
No,
Or
it
was
seems like
Okay.
it's
Hand of God
after the fight.
God, that seems like it's from an old game. What am I thinking about when you do that? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
After the fight, since I'm still in beast form, I'm gonna talk to the other beasts, and I'm gonna ask them to help me drag the gnolls' bodies out. So that
We
way
should be
have
more concerned
food
with
for
the bear
future.
bats.
It's not a
It's
cave
pinned.
in.
That's-
No, it's not pinned. It's not pinned.
Yeah, it's not
and
pinned.
he
It
has
basically
a spell
just
that can
smashes
heal
legs.
it
So
enough
it's
to walk.
it is yeah. So if are you gonna heal?
Yeah, I'm
do
gonna
the
go in and
do the machine work thing.
what's the range of this thing?
I mean, yeah, oh, that's right. You could
But
go.
I
in.
have to touch it.
I'm gonna
So,
ask.
I'll
I'm gonna
go
tell
in
the
and-
animals to drag the gnolls' bodies out, so we have food for the animals to eat because
Cool.
they are still hungry.
I will go in and place my hand and cast. What's it called? Repair minor damage.
Yep. All right. So you can do that. Roll. Well, we'll just say 5. 5 gets it up enough to walk. But I mean, it's still basically like its whole back right leg was smashed, mangled. More.
So it's probably dragging it over.
Yeah, it's
walking.
making its way out. So everyone now is in front of the cave. Who wants to head back and who wants to check the cave? The cave, you can see now that it does not go much further, but there are a few random items in
I
there.
would say staying
If he
in the
wants to
cave
search
is
the cave.
not smart considering the structural.
Damage.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be
I would-
fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay close to the bear bat.
I will
Okay.
use my native skill of detect magic and my arcana to kind of scan the cave. Plus, I also have full night vision.
Okay.
I will scan the cave and look for anything that seems like it may be
Okay.
magic related.
Nothing magical in the cave.
Okay, and I'm
Um,
leaving.
I have.
You're like, I've done it.
I don't care. I don't see
We've
anything worth
dragged-
anything here.
We've dragged the gnolls out.
Yeah.
You say that we know their items. I'm going to do a perception check based on hearing because I get a +4, and I'm going to see if I can hear the rock shifting anymore.
Okay.
So I got a 15.
No. It
Rock's
seems
not
like
here.
everything is settled.
Okay.
Still a little dust in the air, but
We just got super
I'm
lucky.
going to
Yeah.
walk into the cave and see if there's any items or weapons of note.
okay. All right. So go ahead and roll a d20 for going into the cave.
17.
17. So actually, what you find as you go into this cave, and it's probably, I don't know, 20, 30 yards big, all around circular. It's a fairly decent cave, enough for a small pack to hide in, which is what you encountered. There is a small, shoddily stacked boxes in the corner. There was the fire pit, which is still smoldering and simmering. A few pelts hung over, like they went hunting themselves, hung over a
What kind of
little rack.
animals?
Small game.
Small game.
Small
Right.
game. Yeah.
I'm going to use ventriloquism,
Okay.
and I'm going to whisper, "We're a mimic."
Where? Oh, okay. Okay. So you're gonna make the boxes sound like they say we're a mimic to him searching. Okay. So
Now, real quick, he says that I do have a +4 on all perceptions to hearing. So do I roll a d20 to see if I
Sure.
hear him say that?
sure.
No, my voice is transported.
It's in
And
there.
You're
so
hearing
he
it from the
technically.
boxes. You don't
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it from the
okay,
boxes. He didn't
okay.
throw his voice.
I mean, I don't know much about mimics besides they take form of boxes. The mimics have a certain, like an odd smell because I know they eat things, so they have like a rotting smell.
Just looks like a thing. It's
I
a
didn't know-
magical. Now, a mimic would be a magical item, like a magical thing. It would have given off.
So did he?
At this point, I'm just having fun.
Yeah,
Well,
he
see,
just-
here's
yeah.
the thing. I was with him when he cast it. I'm gonna believe that the
I
gnolls
mean, I
did
am a
not
demon,
have.
so I do kind of have to every once in a while have some fun.
I'm gonna believe that the gnolls were too stupid to understand that if they would have messed with the box and their mimics, the gnolls would have been eaten.
Right.
And I'm gonna check the boxes and I'm gonna check the surrounding area still for any.
Okay, so go ahead and roll another d20.
Delicious.
Go ahead and roll another d20.
I'm getting ready to have a long rest from.
Okay, so Ektor's going to play some tricks. Do you still want to search the boxes? He's going to make it look like the box
I'm
is
gonna
moving.
swipe the box.
You're going to swipe the box
I'm
with your.
gonna, I'm gonna swipe at the box with my claw.
Oh, that's right. You're still in.
Yeah, I'm still a direwolf.
So
I get
you
+1 on my
swipe.
perception.
You do find one. After you swipe the boxes away, they clatter and break. You find 2 pieces of gold beneath the boxes that fell through the boxes. So maybe eventually, at some point, there was something, but there's not now. So since we don't have much time left for this evening, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there, and we can start the search here, or we'll do that over and fill everybody in next time. But that'll be it for tonight, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.